Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've got some Seikos, kind of like a comparison video, the uh, the new versus the old. Okay, so of course you guys are going to recognize this watch. This is the Seiko SKX 007J. Okay, Japanese model. Okay, and then we have the Orange Boy, which is also an SKX, and it's the orange dial version. Okay, also made in Japan. And then we also have the, this one is the new Seiko 5, which is the SRPD 93. They have them in, bunch of different variants, black dial. This one's the blue dial, white chapter ring, blue bezel. They have them, I think, brown, green, and then there's a bunch of different variants. They have a blackout version, but this one's the blue with the white. So very nice. Kind of has this creamy vintage lume to it, which I really like. That's the why I picked this particular model, and I really like the rubber strap. I've never seen a Seiko with this style rubber strap. It's so soft and supple. Kind of has that chain link look to it. And it's just so flexible and nice, and of course signed to buckle. But this is a really nice watch. It really is. They all share the same case. So I guess what we could do is knock that out first. I have my handy Harbor Freight tool here, and we can measure it up. My digital caliper. So let's go this way. It's going to be a 42. Okay, yeah, we're at 42 from side to side, and you're gonna get the same thing on the SKX, and I'll show you that. And then we have the, let's see, tip to tip, 46, almost 47, okay? So let's put this one down, and I will do the same thing here. Or you know what? I didn't get the thickness. I'm sure you guys are wanting to know the thickness real quick. So the thickness will be 13.3, okay? So let me check. I'll check it against the orange one here. So side to side is 42, same thing. And then tip to tip is 46, probably a little over, and 13.5. So they're identical, okay? These cases are gonna be all the same. So the new Seiko 5 compared to the old, it's gonna be the same exact case. So they're using the same case, same bezel. If you look at the bezels, they're identical. The crowns, same thing. This is a push-pull crown, not screw in. It's only, I believe it's 100 meter water resistance, I think. And then this one's 200 meter water resistance, but it is a screw down crown. These are ISO certified, okay? These SKX models, which from what I understand, they discontinued. That's what everyone's saying. So that's a shame, but these are dive watches. This is not ISO certified. You can probably do light skim diving, something like that with this watch on the right, but you can actually go kind of deep with these, okay? 200 meters that's a real dive watch. That's more than adequate. And that's what made these SKX so famous is the that people used them for for diving. That's what they're for. And they were introduced, I think, in the mid 90s, 95, 97, somewhere around there. So they've had a long run. It's a really good watch. I've always loved this watch. That's why I have it again in the collection. This one's on a Jubilee. This one here, the Orange Boy, is on an Uncle Seiko, and it came on a regular strap, just a basic, the basic Seiko standard issue strap. But I put it on a Seiko, or a Grand Seiko, which is really nice. Grand Seiko makes, or not Grand Seiko, Uncle Seiko makes very nice aftermarket straps and accessories and stuff. So, but anyway, the new one, now it's running the 4R36 movement, which is hand winding, hacking. There it is, it hacks. It'll hand wind there. And you have the day and date, okay? These, you have the day and date, all right? But it's not hand winding and not hacking, okay? And it's running the 7S or 7R26, I believe is what it is. And it'll say it. In fact, we'll clarify this. It'll say it right here on the back. So it's running the, should say it, normally does. Yeah, 7S26, okay. So that is a very nice movement. It's been around for ages, and very, you can make them pretty accurate, you can regulate them, but very dependable, very reliable movements. They just keep on going. You can really beat them up and they'll just keep going. So this is really their workhorse, and it's the base movement to the 4R36 anyway. Okay, and I won't say new because the 4R36 has been in the Seiko monsters. It's been in a lot of other Seiko variant watches anyway for years now. So I won't say new, but the 4R36 is new to this case, which is, pretty much I'd say this SKS case, because that's what it is. It's identical. They're identical. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's really subjective on which one you would like more. I really gravitate to the older style just because this is what I grew up with. This is what I like. The new, I love the look. I really do. I like the look. And on the wrist, my 7.5-inch wrist, it fits very, very well. Let me throw it on there. And this strap is just amazing. But see how well it fits on my wrist, 7.5-inch wrist. And the great thing about this is it has pierced lugs. These older ones don't, okay? So I wish they would have had that on these older ones. That would have been very cool to have, a nice feature. But on these newer ones, they pierce the lugs, okay? But this is the way Seiko's going. This is pretty much like their entry-level watch. Right now, they're a couple $100. Suggested retail is like $295 on this model. Here's the hang tag, $295. There's a model number. There's some caliber too. But they are running at 21,600 vibrations per hour. So it's a good movement. It's a workhorse. It'll keep on going just like these older ones. I'm not sure if they're going to discontinue the 7S26. I guess they will, because they're not building a watch that has it in there. So they probably will, and that's unfortunate. Even though it doesn't hand, wind, and hack, I think it's a very good movement, very reliable, and it's served for many, many years. But that's a shame. But I'm sure you guys want to know the lume on these, okay? So let's charge them up. So here is, let me get the SKX charged. Do this one. And we'll do this one here as well. Seiko never disappoints in the lume department. I'm going to take this one off though. Turn the lights out. Okay, so we got a little bit of light in the back. It is during the day, so it's not complete darkness in here, but there is the new one on the right and the old school on the left, and you could see the SKX has like a green lume. This is like a blue lume, okay? So you see that? It's like kind of a blue lume, and it's done very nicely. The lume pip, I mean, there's nothing, the lume pip's not, it doesn't have a lume pip, but if you look at the 12 o'clock triangle, it's bordered, and it's really bright. You see that? Very nice. And there we go. We're bordered here, but we don't have, the actual markers are painted on. These are actual, like, applied. Okay, but very nice. I'll flip the lights back on. Now, in this particular model, you have those hands are kind of like a silver, and then the lume plots are bordered in like a silver also. And it's kind of I don't know if you could see it, it's kind of a distressed silver too. It kind of just has this look, like it's got a vintage look to it. That's why it's got the creamy lume. So this is kind of like your vintage model, your vintage style. This one here is more just regular, shiny, kind of polished. So this is polished on the hands, and this is more like brushed. You see that? You can kind of see it there. So that's some differences there as well. Other than that, the dials are, the way the lume plots are designed, they're the same. The date window where it's at, of course, is the same. The second hand is the same, except for this one is brushed all the way across, no paint, and then you have paint at the end, the red paint at the bottom. So I don't know. I think I like what Seiko's doing. I don't like that they discontinued the SKX, but I do like what Seiko's doing with this. I do. I think it's very cool. It's something new. You know, it's gonna, for the entry level, it's really gonna get people into watches. I think, you know, with all these Apple watches and all this other stuff out there, I think this is kind of a good move, and I think that's why they're doing it, to try to get a lot of the younger people back into watches. But I think it's cool. I like them. I really do. So this is just my comparison, guys, between the new Seiko. You can't really call it an SKX, but new Seiko Sports, Seiko 5 Sports, and the old Seiko SKX. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.